So here's the stitching pony. I made it for a guy who is needing to do some leather work, and so he stitches some wide bags and whatnot. And so I made the stitching pony that he can drop the leather down through there, and I made a slit. Move that out of the way. Made an opening in the center there so he can drop some leather down through there and stitch on some long pieces of leather. So I made it by getting a piece of 1/2 inch AC plywood, cutting another strip, putting it on here so then I can put these toggle clamps up a little farther so that they can push the front jaw piece on a elevated rather than pushing it down here on the bottom, and then it would want to pivot out. And so I figure elevating it would be able to provide some more top pressure. And since it's such a long span, this is 25 inches from end to end, and then the clamps are inset an inch, so that makes it a 23-inch span from clamp down to clamp. So I decided to put a center clamp on there, which is just a push support, so that way it doesn't flex back at all. Which this is hickory, and so hickory is a pretty hard wood, and so it wouldn't flex very much. So these toggle clamps are from China, and wouldn't you know, it's a metric thread in there. So I had to go buy some metric bolts, which I got the longest ones that they had, and they were just barely long enough. So I had to countersink the bolts into the back of it so that it'd still be able to reach the clamp. And so that would work for being able to pull the jaws, but I needed something to be able to push against the jaws. So I got the lock nut and threaded those on there so that it can do the push and the pull portion of it. So for the jaws, I just took 2 pieces of the hickory. I glued this one on. You can see that it started here and went up, so it was a little bit longer or taller than this, and so then I was able to trim it down and make it work. So for the back jaw, I just screwed it in from the bottom to so then it'd be fixed, and so the front wheel would just move back and forth. So there's no channel underneath it, so it'll pick up a little bit, but I think that will hold it down and be able to help my buddy out. So hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.